Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you some tactical analysis over on the Bitcoin chart, as it looks like we now have confirmation on the weekly candles for Bitcoin of a death cross. And if you're not familiar with what a death cross actually is, it is when the faster moving average, in this case represented by the yellow line on the chart, crosses down below the slower moving average, which would be the blue line you see here on the chart. And as of yesterday, Sunday, when the weekly candle closed, we do get the cross and thus a confirmation of a death cross on the weekly candles for Bitcoin. And I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe this is the first time this has ever occurred on the Bitcoin charts. And if you're not familiar with the death cross, it is a bearish signal. Actually, it's a very bearish signal on a weekly chart. So with that being said, let's jump over to the chart. And as you can see over here on the weekly candles on Binance for Bitcoin USDT, Bitcoin has over the long term been in a downtrend, other than perhaps the most recent pump. And now you got to start to wonder, is this pump just a bull trap? And it looks like it might be. It looks like Bitcoin got above prior resistance back here and pumped, only to perhaps have that trap snap shut and is now proceeding to sell off. If it does sell off, more than likely we're looking at lows down below the most recent low of 15.5. That would be a textbook bull trap, is to sell off lower than the previous low, which was right back here at 15.476, so call it 15.5. And as you can see on these two moving averages, the golden line or yellow line is your fast moving average and the blue line would be your slow moving average. In this case, the yellow line is a 50 moving average and the blue line is a 200 moving average. And as of last week's candle close yesterday, today's only Monday, this candle closed yesterday, Sunday afternoon for me, and thus we got the confirmation of a death cross over here on the weekly candles. Now if I draw in my Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to high back up in here, I would be looking at possible levels of support, and the first level of support I was actually keeping an eye on was this 786 level. And when Bitcoin's price last week actually sold off down below that level, that to me was not a good sign for the bulls, and that level is 22,476 or 22,005, and in fact that weekly candle closed down below that. And then again we get the confirmation of the death cross on the moving averages. Now the next level of support is more than likely down here around maybe 18,000, which would be the bottom of these candles, to as low as maybe 17.5. After 17.5, the next level really is going to be the low of this current bear market, and that's going to be around 15.5. After this 15.5 level, let's jump over to the daily candles to scope out some other targets below that level. Now over here on the daily candles, you can see I have a few things drawn in here, and one of them is this big yellow line you see running through the chart that eventually dumps down. That was a possible bull trap I drew out back in this area here when Bitcoin was pumping, so that was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I've left it on the chart ever since. And if you've been following along over the last few weeks, you saw this actually play out. A textbook bull trap looks like a dump, a bounce into resistance, a further dump down, and then a pump up above prior resistance, which we did eventually get the pump and breakout from this prior resistance. If you look back, check your 6 here. Also back here was a level of resistance. This 21.5 area was a very strong level of resistance. We got the breakout above that. Now we have to question whether or not this bull trap is about to snap shut and dump all the way down here to say 9,500, which would be the 1618 on the Fibonacci retracements. In fact, right now Bitcoin's price is testing the 382 level, which again is that 21.5 level. Prior resistance at that level, the Bitcoin bulls are looking for it to turn into future support, and right now it is proving out to be support. However, a breakdown below this level and Bitcoin's chart could get very bloody with a big sell-off down to perhaps to this 17.5 level, which again we were watching on the weekly chart, which would be the 786 level on this particular daily candles, or again that 15.5 level, which is the prior low. But with that in mind, if this is to play out as a textbook bull trap, we could see Bitcoin's price get as low as the 1272, which would put it around 13,000, or again that 1618, which would put it around that 9,500 level. I know a lot of folks have been very bullish over the last couple of weeks. In fact, last week Bitcoin's price actually did confirm a golden cross on the daily candles, which would be a bullish signal. As you can see, it's pretty much the opposite of the death cross. The fast moving average crosses above the slow moving average, so you get the yellow line crossing above the blue. So we have some conflicting intel. Typically, your longer time frame intel is a little more reliable than the short term intel. So the death cross rather than the golden cross here might be a more reliable signal. But as traders, we don't make predictions, we look at probabilities. And right now, Bitcoin's price looks to have gotten exhausted after this pump. The question is, will it just consolidate and rest before the next leg up? Or is it about to dump? The key level for me would basically be the kill zone between 21.5 and 20,000. A dump below that, and we could see Bitcoin's price just bleed off down into these lower levels. So I think that's enough jaw-jacking for this video. If there are any major changes over here on the charts, I will do an updated video. So you might want to shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss those updated videos. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have questions, comments, drop them in the comment section down below. And until next time, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.